Fans, welcome back to part 2 of this weekend's On Hit recap for Be a Fan podcast. We have Cloud9 against Loud Gaming and Isurus Estral against Team Liquid. This weekend or this day was a bit more of a banger, in my opinion, a little bit more competitive nature in terms of not sweeping completely, unlike the first day. So let's start with just C9, and you get to listen a little bit to how they got their asses really in place because of an they had to call an emergency meeting, and we'll listen to Vulcan and kind of understand why.
What do you guys think? Did you guys play against Isurus
Isurus yesterday?
Yeah.
They made us have an emergency meeting. It was bad. Yeah, it's like the first block, I think some people were still sleeping a bit. Yeah. And then we're like, guys.
And with that said, C9 just really looked like the cleanest team out of all the North team, and they really took care of business with Loud. There was not a single moment where I felt that Loud had an opportunity to win this game. It's kind of felt boring, kind of felt it's low kill. There wasn't a lot of scrap, but the games did end, all of them under 30 minutes, and C9 continues to impress me. And in my internal thought of power ranking, I think C9 right now looks like the more paired team to win the region. And that is a surprise. Even for Dawn, I would suppose, right? Dawn expected them to be ready for the summer, but I think this team will peak a little bit earlier than that. Whether they can maintain that, we'll see. But so far, everyone's impressed by Loki. Everyone's impressed by this Ven Vulcan combo, the bot lane, and their reunification just playing out really well for Scene. Up next, Isurus Estral. Coming in, they were known as the South's best team. They had the best performance. They're not even from Brazil, honestly. They were a former LLA team. As many of you probably already heard over and over across different interviews. But this team showed why they gave C9 a scare during the scrims, but it really revealed a lot more questions from the former spring 2024 champion. What's been going on, and the continued issue seems to be revolving around UmTi, and people are hammering on him. And after the game, I think UmTi put out this quote, and that's really not the best move here, my dear UmTi, because you got killed by social people like Dominant and by David Shinog and all the others who just, even on the Hotline League.
Okay, how does the LTA South take games off of the North? And the number one answer that we all unanimously agreed on was UmTi runs it down. And that's exactly what happened, brother. We are past the point you can no longer be judged. You are unfortunately at the point where, people are gonna call for you to get dropped on this one.
Really pointing out UmTi being, it wasn't just this series, it was even the weeks before. And I have to wonder what this does to the man's confidence, to his mental, when he seems, the quote seems a bit defensive. I'm not saying he is trying to be defensive. Perhaps he is forever an optimist, which I truly respect, because in the same frame, being an optimist as a fan, that's where I lie. But people are calling for his head. I mean, this is a echo or even a reverberation. Well, that's not even the word. This is a similar feel of spring TL, where people were calling for APA's head, and now they're calling for UmTi's head. So we're wing around the rosy, we're repeating history, and TL fans were all going to be really, really nasty about this. You know what? These two teams will face off one another, C9 against TL. For me, I think by the quality, by the chemistry right now, I think C9 will pretty much can sweep Team Liquid, to be quite honest, and that would not shock me at all. I mean, that might be even the expectation that C9 2-0s Team Liquid. So what are your thoughts? Jump on in, be part of the conversation, and then until then, continue to be a fan.